Hello everyone and welcome to my channel, and today I will be reading a Katsuki listener by me. So let's get into it. It was supposed to be a quiet night. The sun had set hours ago, and the city lights glowed softly around you as you and Katsuki walked down an empty street, enjoying the rare moment of peace. Katsuki was not one for crowded places or flashy dates, but tonight he had insisted on taking you out for a walk after you had a stressful day. Feel any better? He asked, his voice gruff, but holding that familiar warmth beneath that grumble. He nodded, smiling up at him. Yeah, I do. Thanks, Katsu. He glanced over at you, his sharp crimson eyes softening for just a moment before he looked away, trying to hide the slight blush on his cheeks. Yeah, whatever, he muttered, his hand reaching for yours. His grip was firm but gentle, grounding you as you continued walking by your side. It was a rare moment for the two of you, considering his hair work and your own busy schedule, and you cherished these small pockets of time when it was just you and him. No distractions, no world-saving missions, just you and Katsuki, alone. And without warning, he stopped in his tracks, pulling you gently toward him. Come here, he said softly, his voice low as he tugged you closer, and you stumbled into his chest, your heart skipping a beat at how easily he caught you, his arms wrapping around your waist. Whoa, what are you doing? You laughed, looking up at him in surprise. Just shut up for a second, won't you? He mumbled fondly, leaning down until his lips were inches away from yours. The intensity in his gaze sent warmth flooding through you, and before you could respond, his lips were meeting your own. Katsuki was not one for public displays of affection, really. But when it was just the two of you, he did not really hesitate to show how much he cared. His kiss was slow, deliberate, full of the quiet emotions he rarely voiced, and his hands moved to cup your face, pulling you even closer, as if he couldn't stand the thought of any space between you. And you melted into him, the world around you fading as your fingers tangled in his hair. Every time he kissed you, it felt like the first, full of heat and passion. And for a moment, everything was as it should be. And then the unmistakable sound of a camera shutter echoed through the night. He pulled back immediately, his body gone tense as he sharply scanned the area. What the hell was that? You blinked, still slightly dazed from the kiss. But then it hit you. The paparazzi. Katsuki, I think someone... I know. Damn vultures. He growled, stepping in front of you protectively, his eyes narrowing as he spotted the flash of a camera in the distance. Your heart sank. Of course they would do that. The press was always on the lookout for a juicy story about Katsuki. And what was juicier than catching him in a vulnerable, intimate moment? Katsuki, we should just go, you said, tugging on his sleeve. You didn't want to cause a scene, and the last thing you needed was the moment plastered all over the news tomorrow morning. But he was already storming forward, toward where the flash had come from. His fists clenched. Hey, you! You got some nerve sneaking around like that. Katsuki! You called, rushing after him, and when you caught up, you saw the photographer, a man who looked a little bit startled and scared, but determined to keep snagging photos. Oh, dynamite. It's just a couple of pictures. The people want to know about your love life. It's part of the job, isn't it? Katsuki's eye twitched again, but he did not explode like you thought he would. Instead, he stepped right up and to the photographer, his voice low and dangerous. You've got 5 seconds to delete those photos before I make you regret ever stepping near us. Katsuki, it's fine. Let's just go away. His gaze softened when he looked back at you, but the anger was still there, simmering beneath the surface, and he let out a frustrated huff, his hands loosening into fists. If I ever see those photos anywhere, you're done. Got it? The man hesitated, but eventually nodded, and deleted the photos right in front of you. Katsuki did not even wait to see if it was done properly. He grabbed your hand and started walking back down the street, pulling you along with him. And you let out the breath you didn't know you were holding. You didn't have to get so worked up. We could have just left. That was supposed to be our moment, and he ruined it. Your heart swelled at his words. I know, but next time, maybe just walk away. I don't want you getting in trouble with anyone because of me. He stopped talking, turning to face you with a determined look in his eyes. Don't worry about it. You're not gonna be the reason I end up in trouble. You couldn't help but laugh a little. Well, you're so unpredictable sometimes. Yeah, well, you love it, don't you? You're right. I do.